Just because of my hair, people look at me and they say, "Oh, there's a Nazi."
Yeah, you know what's fun? My little brother came up to me the other day, and he said, "So that guy that you did that thing with, is he like Jewish as fuck or what?" And I let him know that you're just an Italian.
You lucky bastard.
Don't just an Italian, man.
I'm
not just. I am an Italian. I am Italian.
You are Italy.
I
You're
am.
just an
I am.
Italian.
I'm Mr. Italy, y'all.
It's not like you're a Jew or anything. Not that great.
Look, it's like I have never known how to navigate. I think I have a pretty good head on my shoulders some of the time with regards to like political correctness and so forth. But like my entire life people always ask me if I'm Jewish, and I'm not. I'm Italian. So my entire life has been spent searching for like funny ways to respond to "Are you Jewish?" And I've found most of what I've come up with people do not like. How many Patreon supporters do you have?
We have one, and his name is Seth.
Do you know Seth?
Dude, he came to a show blackout drunk and like started harassing all the women there.
All right, so
What?
listen. So Seth is my friend that I've grown up with for a long time, and him and my other friend Brian, who I've known even longer, and my friend Angel from the Heroin Cat story, and then their friend Jay, who I'm also acquaintances with. I would say that we're pretty cool. But anyways, they came to the Roast Fantasy League Combine the other night. And they pre-gamed with Four Locos. They went and ate lunch. They had a bunch of beers there, I'm sure. And they continued to drink throughout the rest of the night, as they do. They're tugboat guys. So they're gone for a while. And when they come back, they have a lot of money and they party hard. And that's just what they do.
They're tugboat guys.
They're tugboat guys. And
how did they get on tugboat? Sorry, I'll ask you about it later. The employment opportunities at Tugboat America is intriguing.
We can
talk about that later.
Talk about how Seth harassed a bunch of people.
So they are very friendly guys. Like they truly are. Even though Seth shows up and he starts immediately noticing people that he's seen on the podcast. And he's going up to them saying, "I saw you on the podcast, this, that, and the other." Now, originally, for whatever reason, when he's had these discussions with me about who he likes and doesn't like on the podcast, I thought he was saying he didn't like Kyle for the longest, which didn't make any sense to me.
Kyle's great.
He's probably one of our great guests.
He's a definite great guest.
When throughout the night I come to find out, Ben Bauman comes up to me. He's like, "Your friend Seth just told me I was like cool in real life, but he hates me on the podcast."
I like Seth.
Yeah. And so it was Ben. It wasn't Kyle that he didn't like.
Of course.
From our famous Edward 40 Hands episode, you should go check it out.
Yeah, go check out the Edward 40 Hands episode. Great episode.
And shout out Seth. You're a cool guy and you have good feedback for our podcast.
At the end of the show, some ladies, I think they came in for the next show, is what they were there for. He was in there already drinking or whatever. They had told everybody at the Rose Fantasy League Combine to stay for the show following immediately afterwards, the Piss Your Pants comedy show. And anyways, so while they're flipping the house, he's in there talking to these two women. And, he's literally just probably talking to them. I mean, I'm sure, obviously, he's talking to them because he wants to get to know them. Maybe. And maybe, okay, so it's fine. She'll never see this. Not the ladies he was talking to, but anyways, so yeah, he was just talking to them, and they seemed fine because I approached it several times because I was high, so I was anxious because I know these guys. Even though he might not be saying any out of pocket shit, he could definitely say some out of pocket shit.
Sure.
So I'm checking in every so often. And anyways, Yeah, they were fine. The ladies were fine. They didn't act like they were really harassed. You know, they thought he was making them laugh and shit.
Yeah.
But,
I was more talking about Sakina.
Oh, did he harass Sakina?
He immediately squared up to Sakina and said, "What? What?"
Oh,
And-
yeah. Well, that's something
He's just
gonna
fucking
do
around.
for
Like
fun.
I get
yeah.
that he's just like a bro.
Okay, yeah.
He's just playing. But
Yeah.
the night did end with Crockett going, "Seth, get in the car. Get in the car." And he's like walking down following down the street, making sure he gets in the car.
Yeah.
And then I see Seth come back, and
Well-
then Crockett comes back like a minute later.
At
he's
first,
like,
I was mostly worried about my friend Brian.
Oh,
Because-
Brian's a sweetheart. We love Brian.
Well, Brian's the kind of guy that'll just start like hanging on you when he's drunk and shit. And he's a big guy.
Yeah.
So like, you know, you don't want to like people touching everybody and
But
stuff.
he'll be complimenting you the
And-
whole time in like genuinely like nice ways, not in like creepy
Yes.
like ways. He'll be like, "Dude, you're such a funny person, and you have such a great light inside you, and you need to cultivate that light." And like
Cultivate
it's
that
just
light,
encouraging me.
I put that on a t-shirt.
And I was like, "Fucking thanks, Brian." Like,
Brian's
yeah.
a dad, by the way.
Oh, I can tell.
He'd be cultivating that life.
He's
He
cult-
did
yeah.
cultivate life.
He makes me want to do better and grow as a person.
wow.
Yeah, Seth is
But
not
does
a dad.
he give you $1 a month?
No, but I would play catch with him.
Oh, that's a good trade-off.
Yeah. I mean, I'd play catch with Seth too.
Yeah, Seth's so when Seth didn't get to play a lot of sports because when he was younger, he broke his neck. It
Oh,
was during
damn.
How?
during the Hurricane Katrina evacuations. He's originally West Bank, Chalmette.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So when he was a kid, him and his sister were wrestling on a bed in a hotel room, and she kind of threw him off the bed, and he broke his neck.
Imagine accidentally breaking your.
I thought he was
going
going to be hit with a piece of debris.
He wouldn't tell us how he broke his neck for the longest because he was embarrassed that his sister threw him off the bed. But we were like, dude, she's fucking like 6 years older than you. Of course she threw you off the bed.
Does she have any guilt about that?
I think she does. I think because
You would have guilt if you broke your sibling's
mean,
neck.
for the most
I
part,
don't
it
know
was
her
an
deal, though.
accident, but they were also wrestling, you know. So
They're wrestling.
yeah, the wrestle was intentional, but it wasn't the intention to break his neck. And anyways, so he didn't get to play a lot of sports growing up. So catch, it's not hard for him. I think he just kind of figured it out maybe at this point. Thing about Seth is he never quit trying to play sports.
Oh, good.
Like he tried his hardest to like,
What we
but
like
he
about
just
that.
couldn't get cleared to play football or anything like that. Super strong dude and oddly flexible.
oh, yeah?
Yes.
Like, what can he do? Can he put his legs behind his head?
He could get pretty close when he was thinner. He's ballooned up a good bit. Seth, you're fat, by the way.
Seth, we all noticed it. We love you. I'm too skinny. Let's meet in the middle, dude. You start cutting, I start bulking.
Yeah.
Just find a median weight, and you guys both rocket towards it. Whoever gets there faster wins.
Wins like
First one to 200.
first one to 200.
Yeah, I would say he's
Oh.
probably closer to 300 than anything.
Yeah.
And you're like what, 150?
I'm like 165.
165?
Yeah. I'm
Perfect,
dense. I got a
Dude,
little sleeper
that
build.
would be crazy.
Because putting on weight's going to be easier than him losing weight.
I was about to ask, what do you think? Do you think it's easier to put on like 50 pounds or to take off?
No, I think Seth would. It would be easier for him to lose that weight than it would be for Cameron to gain 40 pounds of like muscle.
I think so too.
Because I think it's. I mean, and this is in my. I have
But
no
that doesn't mean I
experience.
shouldn't
I have
try.
no
Right.
basis of this at all. I feel like it's more expensive to gain weight than it is to lose weight, right?
Yes, and especially with Seth, because he could probably
Like-
lose most of that weight if he didn't drink so much beer.
Like I have a pretty good job right now, but it's a job where I am like I've been kind of expected to work out
Yeah.
and like get in better shape. But it feels like when I did try that, I was spending most of my paycheck on like chicken and like meat and stuff. They feed me on set, which is good, but I think I feel I've been feeling a little bit lately like that I kind of failed on that part.
Yeah.
Cause like I've had like a year, and like that's not big. That ain't
Yeah,
nothing.
it's tough. I mean, eating healthy in general is tough. Like I've decided this year, I've already started all the steps of getting my hunting license, I'm harvesting some animals from the wild this year.
Whoa.
Fuck yes, dude.
I'm harvesting my food. That's what I'm doing. I'm gonna get me like 2 or 3 deer. Probably try to get some other different types of wild game throughout the year, maybe turkey and stuff. And that's just what I'm gonna do from now on.
How? Because like one deer, my brother killed a deer back a few years ago, and then we were eating deer. Like I would have deer sausage like every day for a long time. Like you can subsist off of that for a long time.
Yeah,
huh?
and the cuts I'm choosing, I'm not really gonna choose to, because I'm not like a big sausage guy like
Yeah.
that. I'm really not, and so I wouldn't do a lot of sausage. But I mean, yeah, I'm talking about like eating mostly throughout the day. That like,
Yeah. See, I'm the kind of guy who, when I find myself struggle to motivate with something, I feel like I need to take a 180-degree different approach.
Yeah.
And when you first talked about hunting, I was like, oh man, if I like knew the animal that I killed and like murdered it and like cleaned it and harvested the meat, I'd probably appreciate it a lot more.
I'm sure
and then
you
I'd
would.
be able to hit my bulking goals.
yeah, no, and you would appreciate the animal more. Hunting does more for animal conservation than any nonprofit combined.
Because it's going to happen anyway. It's just a matter of, does a giant conglomerate and machine murder your animal, or do you do it with your bare hands?
Right. And if you know hunting, if you appreciate it, if you try to be your best at it, it ends up being something for the animal that's quicker than any death that they would ever experience in the wild. It really is.
Yeah.
Like they could be getting eaten ass first by a bear
Yeah.
or a coyote. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, just slowly taken down and then picked apart by foxes or whatever.
Or suffer an infection due to a fucking fight with another buck or whatever, and then like their legs just rotting off. That kind of shit happens.
Get a coyote bite that just fucking never heals right, and you're limping, drown in a river.
Dude, I feel like there's this like, there seems to be like a sense of like looking down upon, like, people that hunt. I feel like there is like a tendency toward people that tendency among people that do not hunt, who are not strong enough in their conviction to actually be vegetarians, but they are like, oh, like they, like there's an attitude of looking down on people that hunt, of like I can't believe that you would do that to an animal or something to that effect, right?
But then they eat chicken from the grocery
and then you
store.
can go and eat chicken from a grocery store, and it's
Right.
like, that's the same. Like,
And the chicken from the grocery store, and I'm sure you got to actually experience this because you were recently in Europe. The chicken that we have in our grocery stores, something that's supposed to be pure protein and like really good for you, is making people fat and giving them heart problems where they think they have to eat fucking just vegetables and shit, when that shouldn't be the case.
No, you should have good meat.
Could
on
you
your
tell
plate.
that the produce you were eating in Ireland was probably better than what we were getting in the U.S.?
I mean, I think a lot of that has to do with just like the shit that we order. Like, we didn't eat, like, unfortunately, most of my diet in America is like fast food and garbage. Like, one time, this was pretty recently, I was with some friend, and I was like, yeah, I'm trying to eat more vegetables or something. And she was like, no, you're not. Why would you say that? And I was like, you're right. I don't know what
No one's trying to eat more vegetables.
But like, like, I need to, but it was just a level of like, I don't know what it's going to take for me to actually.
Well,
I mean, the decision.
It's hard
the
to know which
decision.
vegetables you should actually eat.
Yeah, it's frustrating because it's like all these like sort of mini decisions. Like, I'm not so. Recently, do I have them on me? I really hope I have them in my pocket. I have, they're in my car.
What's in David's pocket?
My wallet, phone, keys. But I had, that's what it is. But I have these earbuds that I will frequently, I think justifiably, be made fun of for, that are like the most destroyed, barely hanging on by a thread, literally in a couple cases, earbuds where it's like the actual like the plastic on it is like frayed to the point where like most of these earbuds are just the wires inside the earbuds. And I recently was just like I was on this trip and I would be listening to shit all the time, and so the people that I was with would constantly, every time I would have them on, would be like, "Go buy new earbuds. Like, you need to buy new earbuds." And my response is always like, like, I have
These work just fine.
They do. They do. They literally do. They work. When they stop working, I will get new earbuds, but they work fine. And then the response was always like, "David, you recognize, like, you just need to not go to Popeyes once, and you can afford to get new earbuds." And it's like, yes, but that's there's so many things like that, right? Where it's like, and this, I hope this isn't supposed to sound like complaining. This is more just like, this is like I understand
this is
that
who
this
David
is. My
is.
life. It's like not a real problem. It's like it's a very easy way to live. But just like, that's just like the way that it is, of like, there's 1,000 things every day in your life where it's like, you could do the slightly, like, give up something like this much and then make the choice to improve, and then you don't. Everybody does it.
You could complete the easy task, or you could start the hard task.
Exactly.
Yes, and every day we make the wrong decision. Every decision you've ever made is wrong. If you're not the person you want to be today, it's because you've fucked up your life entirely.
You failed.
It's already too late for you.
Yeah. It's just like, I could do a lot of things to save myself money. I mean, number one being fucking moving closer to this place. You know what I mean? I drive from Franklinton to Kenner every day for work.
Dude, your gas bill's probably crazy. You're spending a lot on gas.
It's pretty crazy. Yeah, I could be renting a 1-bedroom for
the price of gas that you're spending.
Pretty much, and causeway tolls and shit.
Oh
like
my
that.
God! Yeah, don't even get me started on the causeway.
Don't get me started on a causeway toll. $6 to go across a bridge is crazy.
I think I've been feeling like a little
answer
bit.
the riddles.
The riddles?
Yeah, you could get. You don't have to pay the toll if you just know the.
Oh.
Oh yeah. Well.
Sorry.
Yeah,
it's too easy.
Yeah, you think Martine, who fucking works 18 hours a day, is thinking of riddles,
dude,
and then taking that fare out of his own paycheck if you answer correctly?
You want to know
he's
how
not doing
often
that shit.
I'm crossing the causeway?
I think
there's six.
Not
booths.
enough riddles for me to be doing.
There's 6 booths that you can go into to pay to go across the causeway or let it scan your tag, and at least 4 of the ladies that work there all know me. At this point, at least 4 of them. No, like when I see them, they smile. They're like, "Hey, how are you doing today?" You know.
Yeah.
You're a causeway regular.
Yeah.
Causeway regular.
And I know they don't do that to everybody, because like the first, for a while they didn't do it. They probably didn't recognize me, but they see me all the time.
You're working your job.
Like even on my off days, like today, I'm coming across the causeway. Or usually on a fucking Sunday, I'm going across the causeway too.
Yeah, because you live out there, but your career's out here.
Yes, both my careers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Your main career, and then also stand-up comedy.
Well,
whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
No, that was
I would
mean.
say that even though it doesn't pay off as much, I'm probably more of a successful comedian than a salesman.
Yeah, I think I've been in a more pokey mood today because I've been kind of nihilist.
Oh.
I've been kind of a little bit pessimistic today.
Yeah.
When you wake up in the morning and tell yourself you're going to go to the gym, but then you jerk off instead.
That's every day.
Dude, first thing in the morning,
That's
jerking
every
off
day,
will
bro.
ruin your fucking day. Like, you're just not. You're
Yeah.
foggy. You're just feeling weird because you sinned first thing in the
Also,
morning.
Yeah.
You literally.
I threw away a whole
immediately-
bottle of cocoa butter the other day. I was like, this is enough. I can't be doing this. Fucking threw it away.
Yeah, trying to quit.
Huh?
You trying to quit cold turkey?
No, not really, but I think you do it too often if you have lotion on hand.
True. You can't be keeping
Literally lotion on hand.
Yeah, like
Tudun's.
yeah. If you're like a serial killer, you kill more often if you have like the tools available to
Yeah.
you. You know.
Yeah.
That's why
If you-
Jeffrey Dahmer was.
True.
If you
couldn't quit drinking Budweisers at that gay bar, so he just kept killing gay dudes. That's what he liked to do.
Yeah, because he was trying to quit alcohol. If you've got the tools in front of you,
I
I'm
don't
saying.
know how much
and
of that is bit, but I haven't read the show or studied the.
you haven't read the show or
No.
watched the
He
book.
killed mostly
No,
gay
watched
men.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I thought it was like women.
No.
Oh.
Jeffrey Dahmer?
I don't
No, Dahmer would bring dudes home and take pictures of them and stuff, and then he would drug them with something in their beer,
Hmm.
and then they'd wake up like on his bed, and he'd make him watch The Exorcist.
Ross Lynch.
And then he'd kill him.
He'd bang him, butcher him, and eat him. Put him in the freezer.
Put him in the freezer for later. I've been watching Last Podcast on the Left. You ever listen to that one? It's up your alley.
Oh.
They talked about the dude in Germany who killed and ate a man, but it was like a 10 years in the making thing because he only wanted to do it consensually. So he just had to look for someone who wanted to be killed and eaten. And talks about a whole thing.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Was it a lady?
No, it was a dude.
Damn.
It was a dude.
What?
Really?
Yeah, the dude asked him to bite his penis off and then kill him.
Oh, okay. I was wondering because, like,
We
when
have
you're
just
talking
so many
about,
people.
when
yeah,
you're
we
talking
got
about
so many people and they got so many lives.
when you're talking about like getting consent to eat somebody, you know, the reason I say women is because typically they're more likely to get coerced into something like that. Like,
True, but I think women
like
also
cults
have
and stuff.
instincts, and I think every person, regardless of gender, ultimately wants to live.
But now that you mention that the guy wanted his penis bitten off, now I know it's a purely sexual thing for this guy.
Yeah.
Which explains that, yes, men are extremely fucking weird when it comes to their sexual stuff. So the fact that he wanted his dick bitten off and then he wanted to get eaten, that makes sense.
Makes a lot of sense. The guy ended up eventually getting caught because he wanted to do it again.
Yeah.
So he put out ads. And eventually the German
Craigslist?
police were like, hey, there's someone who's missing.
God, just, you know, when you got billions and billions and billions of people, eventually
You know, that just proves that everyone has a soulmate.
everyone,
Yeah.
there's just so much. It's just
Everyone has someone out there
has
that matches
one special
their freak.
person. Yeah.
yeah. Why is it somebody gonna match my freak? Oh, what's the freak you ask? Oh, biting my dick off and murdering and then eating me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In that order.
Well, hey. I guess
I'd have to venture that person tasted like cocaine. That's probably the thing. This person, like, someone who wants all that stuff done to him, there's an absurd amount of drugs going on. So maybe when he ate the person, he got a little bit of that, like, he got a little bit of taste of whatever drugs they were on. And then
They
he
talk about
became an
that. He
addict.
was already kind of a drug and pill addict.
Yeah.
So he took a bunch of sleeping pills before, but they did nothing to him.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
And he fasted for 24 hours before getting killed and then drank a bottle of wine to, I don't know, foie gras himself.
Foie gras.
What did you say?
I think
Foie gras is where they shove a funnel down like is it a goose or a duck? I think it's a goose.
And they feed it like bread shit.
They funnel bread down his throat and
I was
get
thinking-
a real fatty liver, and the liver is what you eat.
I was thinking about the thing where like birds, you drown them in like wine or like alcohol and then eat them whole under a blanket.
Oh yeah, I forgot what that is, but
Yeah, the French sin bird.
yeah, it's little baby birds. It's like a baby bird too.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's not even like a full bird.
Wow.
Not even like fresh out.
Typical French guys putting a bird in their mouth under a blanket.
Hey.
What is the best meal you've ever had in your life?
Ooh. Probably like macaroni and cheese and some like poorly made grilled chicken that my mom made.
I was gonna say, like, what are you, 5? But like, if you're 5, like,
Probably has a
that's
good-
like the
it's got a good
ratatouille, like.
Yeah, it's got a good memory attached to it, you know.
Yeah. What's our favorite food you're asking now?
No,
The best meal.
Best meal you've ever had. I mean, that's that.
I
You
took
can say whatever you want.
me and Madeline went to a nice restaurant for her birthday, and we had fried calamari
Oh, that's good.
and like
Calamari.
some anchovy shit that was like actually really good. It was like anchovy bread,
Yeah.
Yeah.
like some nice accoutrements with it.
Nice.
It was like $20, but no, there was like this much food.
Yeah.
But it was good as fuck, and I felt full.
Good.
My dad made a prime rib one time for Christmas.
Yeah.
And there was a whole bunch of sides and stuff there too, but this prime rib was like, it was like bread.
Word.
If that makes any sense
I
to
get what you
anybody
mean.
out there, dude. When something like that is like
It's just tender as
fluffy
hell.
and tender, it was like fluffy, almost.
Yeah.
And that's how tender it was, dude. This shit was fucking bomb. He had that great fucking like garlicly fucking sauce or whatever that people serve. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
With like dill and yogurt or whatever the fuck it is. Great shit. I can't even remember what the sides were, honestly, because the prime rib was so good. But that's probably one of the better meals I've ever had.
Nice.
Besides that, any time where I just get to grill some meat, chop up some cilantro onion, and put lime juice on it, that's really where I'm at.
Yeah.
That's a good meal for me.
We need to grill. I got a
Yes.
new lawnmower out here, so now we can actually use my backyard.
Hell yeah.
I was thinking about that on the way up here. What if we did an episode that's like kids in the cook-off, where it's like me versus you, and we make a meal?
That would be fun.
'Cause I've
That's
been
sick as
watching-
If
fuck.
nothing else, then I would love to eat some of that food.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
we gotta have a
definitely
panel
need
of judges.
Yeah.
Come on.
I've been watching Barbecue Showdown on Netflix.
Ooh.
Barbecue Showdown.
They had two guys from Louisiana on it, and actually one guy from St. Rose, Louisiana, came in second place. Shout out Gerald
Go Gerald.
from St. Rose, Louisiana. My
Hey.
dog G. I was cheering for you the whole time, dog.
Gerald.
He's
and,
gonna see this.
Yeah, he's gonna see this one day.
Yeah, apparently his ribs go crazy.
Dude, I would be down to do like something like that tonight if we feel crazy.
Tonight?
Not tonight, but like not the whole contest.
I
of
mean, I
it.
definitely want to eat something after this, but yeah, we can definitely plan for it.
Yeah,
like write the outline and everything.
let's definitely do that. 'Cause
You heard it here, folks. Kids in the cook-off.
Kids in the
coming
cook
soon.
We've got it. We've got to
yeah.
do new shit with our channel, guys.
Yeah.
Come on.
Really get mad.
I say we
inventive.
make it like real cook-off show style. Too.
Yeah.
Let's get Luke out here. Let's fucking let's like really do it almost like reality TV style.
Dude, Madeline's friend Sam, who's putting on the pirate party this weekend. Pirate party,
Pirate Party.
is a chef, and he's kind of
Oh,
TikTok
word.
famous, and he does burgers and shit. Like
Perfect.
his
That's another judge.
whole thing is that he does smash burgers,
Hell yeah.
and we can have some smash burger type. I don't know, something or other on there, dude. He would be awesome as a judge.
Yeah. All right, so we've got two judges so far.
Okay.
We've got David and then Madeline's friend Sam. We'll find another judge. Maybe somebody like Tammy or something.
Dude, Tammy would be a killer
She'd be a
judge.
great judge.
Cameron,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. This tastes like shit.
I can see that exact. Yeah.
She's a hunter. She's an avid
She's
hunter.
a hunter. She respects her food.
She's actually eaten heart fresh out of her kill before, she told me.
Dude, that's so badass. Do you think she got worms from that?
Crazy.
She said she her
how
and
you
her
get
brother
worms.
went out in the woods and they just stayed in the high grass, and her brother called the deer in and she ran out and jumped on its back with a knife and fucking got it.
Dude, that's sick.
That's, I believe it. I so believe it. That's awesome.
That's how she hurt her foot.
Really?
No shot.
Yeah.
That's how she hurt her foot. No shot.
That's how she hurt her foot. Ask her.
No way. I'll ask her. I bet she'll tell me that.
I've seen her hurt her foot multiple times. She's got bad luck with that foot.
That's her.
I saw her.
That's her stabbing foot.
Yeah,
That's her
she
stabbing
needs to
foot.
get
Stabbing.
she needs to get a transplant, possibly a rabbit's foot.
Ooh,
Oh, that's
her
lucky.
left shoe. Fun fact: at all times has a knife hidden within the heel. You stomp to activate it.
And you can kick Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might think Tammy still smokes cigarettes, but it's really just a small dagger hidden inside of a piece of paper. She's just waiting for somebody to try.
She's
her.
always ready to kill.
I believe it, dude. I so believe it,
She's got the Gom Jabbar.
dude.
the gumshoe.
Tammy, you gotta have Tammy on the podcast,
Oh.
regardless of whether or
She
not
hates
she's
being on camera.
I mean, I'm sure she would. Well, I don't know.
We'll do an audio only then.
Yeah. Well,
She's just such a great guest.
Crockett's so pleased with himself for that.
Got him. My best meal ever, probably. I there's two big ones off the top of my head. One, after I graduated college, we not even. There was a like crawfish cookout like contest thing that my family went to, where it was like instead of like going out somewhere fancy for my graduation, it was like the church fair had their like you pay like $20 and you can eat as much crawfish as you want, and it was awesome. Like crawfish is like, not to sound basic, but crawfish is my favorite food. So, it was...
Crawfish is fucking good,
It's
dude.
amazing.
Don't
It's
shit
so
on crawfish.
Good. Crawfish
that,
is fantastic.
And every 4th of July, we go to, well, hey, Lake Providence. This is
Ooh.
top right-hand corner of the Louisiana, of the boot. And they always cook this big old barbecue southern meal. And that's one of my favorite meals every year. Is you just eat.
Are you talking about like North Louisiana?
Yeah.
So South Arkansas?
No, it's still in Louisiana.
Nah, it's South Arkansas.
South
If it
Arkansas.
was South Arkansas, it would be.
Arkansans. Did you know that you own the top half of Louisiana?
Yeah.
Sound off in the comments.
And the west side.
No!
The west side of Louisiana is also East Texas.
Yeah, actual Texas is basically like...
They're like fucking Cowboys fans out there and shit, dude. Fuck
It's
those
only
people.
It's only Louisiana if you're south of I-10.
Southeast Louisiana is Louisiana.
This is true.
I mean, I don't even know. Like,
It informs 90% of like the cultural
Sure.
identity of Louisiana.
The
I
tip
will
of the
say
boot.
though, but like I don't know. Like Providence is actually sleep. Like there's a bunch of lore that I don't really want to. I mean, that'd take a while probably. Okay, this is not worth it.
Keep going.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Keep.
I'm just going to talk about the rich and complex history of the Lake Providence and what that has to do with being a Louisianan as well as being an American. Oh, yeah, of course. Naturally.
I hear you and I respect you.
Dude, that's the debate. Can't wait. I'm actually, not to get political, I'm excited. A debate that's not two old white people yelling at each other and it's just one old white person yelling, that's progress.
Yeah. Well,
That's technically progress.
unfortunately, and I know it seems like I'm not being biased, I promise. I've just seen videos of the non-white old person debate before, and boy, does she have her fucking hands full.
Hey,
She's got to learn how to get in the back of class with Donald Trump, dude. And
what do you mean by that?
like back of class roasted. Like you got to be
Yeah,
fucking
she's got to
prepared
learn
for
how to
that,
be
dude.
brutal. She's got to.
I've seen some clips. I
He's
think
gonna-
she got it, dude.
Dude, gotta
he's
spend
gonna
a day
lose,
with Jeff
He's gonna
Ross.
lose some female votes in this next debate
Yes,
if they
he
have
will,
one.
dude.
I'll tell you that
Because you
much.
know he's about to say some shit, dude. You know.
Yeah, you either have to match his level of like vulgarity, or prod him into saying
Yeah.
something unforgivable.
Well, there's a really easy way to like you could gain more of the women's vote from this, because it's, I mean, once again, not all women are like this, but a lot of women hate women. You know what I mean?
Maybe so.
That's true.
And you could pit them against each other easily.
It was interesting. I saw something that was like, it was just like, some article. I just the headline enough of just like, Donald Trump apparently repeatedly says the N-word according to own nephew, and I was like, well, yeah, like. We're pretending like we didn't think that's exactly what was happening this whole time?
He hasn't been saying it this whole time.
You know?
Like,
But like, also it's like these sort of things where it's like the shit that everyone knows, but until somebody says it in the public sphere, it's like, oh, okay, now that somebody said it, now we can get angry about it. You know what I mean?
Well,
Yeah.
it's just been kind of getting slowly introduced into his vocabulary because he hangs out with so many rappers and stuff.
I'm sure.
Sometimes you get like, you know, when he's out there with Sniper Gang, Big Snipe, Kodak, and he's out there hanging out with Lil Pump,
Who did he freed somebody?
Kodak Black,
Right.
Lil Wayne.
I love Kodak
Pump.
Black. We're good friends. He told
21
me I could
Savage.
say it. He told me I could sing it, but only in his songs.
He freed all the rappers. He freed all the rappers really fast too.
It's crazy
Yeah.
to me that he can do something like that, and it immediately is like, oh, Joe Biden's corny ass. Like,
Yeah.
We really delved right into politics. Whatever.
You just gotta lean into the times and just be
Dude,
the
everybody
fucking-
knows. You have to be like getting paid by the Democratic Party to like say Joe Biden's doing a good job. I think most people think that he's fucking old, like way too old.
I don't know, man. I saw some millennials Instagram stories saying that he was the greatest president of all time, and I was like,
well, they don't fucking know
interesting.
anything.
That's
and
weird,
Their
'cause-
presidents have been fucking Donald Trump, Barack Obama, and George Bush, like ours.
we have the same president.
I think
Right.
I think Americans want a president who's hot-blooded and fertile, whether that's male or female. You know, I'm not talking about Kamala Harris's fertility. I'm just talking about they want someone who's like got that hot wild
Virile,
hair up
ready to
their ass.
go.
They're virile.
Yeah.
And I think Joe Biden is not, and I think Donald Trump is pretending to.
That's a good point.
I think
Dude, that's the thing about the Don is that he's got that swag about him.
he does
dude.
have he's got swag.
The Donald has a swag about him that hides his senileness.
Yeah, it's from dude. He's too cool. You don't realize he's fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like,
He's like a
just-
professional wrestler.
He's just exactly.
It's something about like just the level of like
It's all wrestling.
Yes.
It's all wrestling.
It's all
He's-
literally Hulk Hogan was there the other
he's
night.
apparently in the WWF Hall of Fame.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Or
he
something. I didn't
is.
know that until
He is.
last night. I found that
Yeah,
last
dude,
night.
he's had a
Okay.
lot of fights in the WWE. He fought Vince McMahon.
He fought him.
Yeah, he fought Vince McMahon
Yeah.
and shaved his head.
I heard,
You didn't see the video of Donald Trump shaving Vince McMahon's head?
no, I didn't.
Dude, that's a classic. Like that's our generation's Indiana Jones.
That's what everybody's like, oh, why do people love Donald Trump so much? He was on WWE. He had the fucking Apprentice. He has all these videos, like that video of him. He's like, he walks up to this lady and he goes, "It's a beautiful car. I love this car. I'm gonna write you a check for it right now." And he like starts writing her the check, and she's like, "Oh wait a second. This is great, but I got to get my kids out of there." He's like, "Those are your kids? I don't have time for this. I'm buying them too," and writes him a check. Like hilarious.
Yeah.
Shit like that, dude. Dancing with fucking bombshell blondes, playing beach volleyball in khakis and a white polo out there with like the hottest chicks fucking.
Dude, he's
you've
like
ever
a Simpsons.
seen.
He's like the mayor from The Simpsons.
Dude, it was like a South Park episode the other night when I saw the Republican National Convention. There are people in the crowd with bandages
The band
on their
ears.
ears.
in solidarity?
In solidarity with bandages on their
God.
ears. Hulk Hogan says Trumpomania is running wild.
What is going on?
How can you expect Kamala to like compete with what would Kamala have to do to match
Kid
that
Rock
level?
performed. Dana White gave a speech.
I don't think it's impossible, but I think Kamala has to do something to that level.
I think
She's got to fight in women's MMA
Yeah.
just to who would she fight?
um
I don't know, some a Twitch streamer.
I'd like to see who would I like to see her celebrity death match with? Kamala Harris.
And Aubrey Plaza or something.
I think
I could see it.
Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro would be in the weight class.
Ben Shapiro versus Kamala Harris in a celebrity death match.
I would watch that.
I mean, I wouldn't turn it off.
And then Kamala beats Ben Shapiro's ass on national television, grabs the mic, and says,
Affordable housing.
"Affordable housing, pussy!"
I'd
and
like
then
to
smokes
see-
a big blunt with Kai Cenat.
Yeah.
That's how she wins.
Yes.
wins.
That's who
How
you got to
she
start
wins.
getting. You got to get, which that's the thing. Guys like Kai Cenat, for the stream, he's voting for Donald Trump probably.
Who's Kai Cenat?
Kai Cenat is the biggest Twitch streamer right now.
Yeah.
Lord.
He's the one that's always doing that and putting fireworks on in his room and stuff.
Dude,
Yeah. He had Nicki Minaj on.
it's crazy to me that you can have a full career. God, every time halfway through I'm saying something that I'm like, oh, this is maybe a little like insightful. It'll click of like, no, the fuck it isn't. Because I was about to say of like, it's crazy how like you can have a whole career in like something that most people like. Like thinking about Twitch streamers, like most people, like most grandmas, like don't even know what that is. And then I was like, that's fucking all jobs. Like you're like,
Yeah,
like, that's all jobs.
Any job that makes
the more
money.
specific it is, the more money it makes. The more people like don't know what it is.
The
like,
jobs.
You work at you're an engineer. It's like I don't know how to engineer. Most people don't. That's why they make money. That's the whole point.
Yeah.
God.
I mean, you don't have to know the inner workings of a job to know what that job is. It's
No,
got a
that's
name.
not true.
Okay.
I don't know.
Sure. I was thinking like it's terrible. It's terrible that the highest paying jobs in the world didn't exist yesterday. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah, that and like the fact
the
that
new niche that you carve is the one that's got the most money in it.
Put that on a sweatshirt.
Hey,
the niche you carve. That's a good album name.
the niche you carve
Niche you carve.
by the Golden Dicks,
I'd listen. Hey, I'd give that a thumbs up.
by the Sweet Richards and the Sunshine Band.
No, like it gets me of like now the American dream for kids and stuff is like being a YouTuber and like being whatever, and it's
Being
like
an entertainer.
being an entertainer, and it's hard to be like, no, that's wrong. When like,
What are we doing
what are we
here?
doing
Like,
right now?
this-
You know, like it's really difficult to have any form of like you shouldn't want that or like you're doing that wrong because it's like that's what they're being taught is valuable and that's what we're doing. Like
Because it
cancels
objectively is
itself out.
valuable. Like, these kids these days, they want to make a career out of showing people ads. And I think that's a huge win for our culture and society.
Because you're right. Like, it's just how
That's
creatively can you say check out Grammarly or Audible or...
We can't say any of those
Whatever.
names. We're not sponsored. What we are sponsored by Seth.
Seth.
Thank you,
We're going to
Seth.
take an ad break to thank Seth.
If you don't know Seth, Seth is a young man from Chalmette, Louisiana, but spent most of his life in Franklinton. Shortly after graduating high school, landed himself a job on the tugboats. Seth was a very good employee for a while, ended up failing a drug test, but he's crawled his way back from redemption, all the way from getting fired back to his tankerman ticket. Thank you, Seth.
And if you want to be like Seth, you can join our Patreon. It's a pay-what-you-want system. You can pay as little as $1 a month. Get access to special exclusive videos, including our watch-along with Jennings, where we watch Iron Claw and talk about it.
Or maybe the UFC 300 Fight Companion.
And I think that's it for now. But we got some more on
We've
the
got
way.
more stuff cooking.
We got stuff cooking, baby.
Cooking.
Cool.
Ad break over.
Speaking of
Ad break over, yeah.
Speaking of content being made, so we haven't really covered it yet on this part because we went on that whole rant where we talked about your new special. Your new special, A Door in the Life, just came out. It's a comedy special.
It's a comedy special. I stumbled upon this phrase that, yeah, maybe it's a stretch to call it a comedy special, but I can do whatever I want. Did you know that? Did you actually know that? I can do whatever. You can do whatever you want. Most anybody can do whatever they want, and then someone that will use violence will tell them they can't do it anymore. But until someone with violence tells you can't do something, you can do it. So yeah, I made a comedy special, and until someone threatens me with violence, I'm gonna keep saying that I did because I did.
I like how David refers to all cops as people of violence.
Yeah. It wasn't even where I specifically was going, but like I'm not gonna.
I thought you were talking to the police specifically for
Well,
a second there.
I mean, I was in a more general sense of like, well, that's like why any rules are enforced at all is because of violence. That's why anything is enforced is because of the threat of violence.
Damn, that's so true.
Yeah, and what's interesting is what's interesting? Whatever. Whenever people, this has nothing to do with anything. Whenever people are like, oh, sorry, blah, 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 I don't make the rules. Yes, you do. Anytime you say, I don't make the rules, or like XYZ is the case, you are making the rules.
Yeah, by accepting it as your reality.
Yes, you are saying, I refuse to rise up against those
By entering
violence.
the Matrix.
Yeah, and you are making the rules. Anytime you agree with and allow the rules to continue as such. You are making the rules. And if you say, no, David, you can't go to the bathroom. You should have gone before the tour started. Now you can't use the bathroom until the bus stops in an hour and a half. You are making the rules when you say that. And when I piss myself in the third row, that's your fault, not mine.
Did you do that?
No, that's not related to anything specific at all.
Said yes.
No, no, it
We're
definitely.
making content.
No, it didn't happen. And if anyone tells you that it did, well, you can use violence against those people. So,
David, can you put your leg down for a second?
yes.
I'm gonna use After Effects to make it look like you're peeing yourself right now. How does that make you feel?
That's awesome. I do it.
Peeing your pants is the coolest.
No.
Everyone my age is peeing their pants.
We're all peeing our
We're all peeing our pants. Some do it for different reasons.
Yo, look, man, Ernie peed his pants too.
Yeah.
When was the last time y'all actually did pee your pants?
I found this out. Dude, in 8th grade, I remember this pretty vividly. I was at a party in 8th grade. I didn't piss my pants in 8th grade, but I was at a party in 8th grade, and I was talking to this girl, and she said to me that she remembers that I pissed my pants like 40 times in 1st grade, and everyone at the party started laughing at me, and it's a goddamn shame when you're being told you pissed your pants. And, you know, what am I going to say? No, I didn't. Because they were all like, we remember and you don't. You peed yourself. But it was really just because the teacher at the time scared me. So I was scared to ask to go to the bathroom because she was intimidating.
Oh, I thought she just scared you
She was like,
so
"Ah!"
bad
and I
that you
peed.
peed your pants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I was just because I remember I asked to go to the bathroom and it was like, great, fine, whatever. And then I went, and it was such a big fucking thing that I went to the bathroom that it was like I remember the next time I had to go being like, oh, fuck, maybe I'll just wait it out. And then I peed myself. That apparently happened many times to the point where one time I pissed myself, and then after I did that, the teacher was like, whatever, go to the bathroom, clean yourself up. And apparently the teacher was shit talking me to the other students after I had left the class.
Now that hurts.
Which,
I
mean, I get it to a degree, but fuck, I was 5, you know?
I peed myself pretty recently.
Oh.
On Madeline's Thursday. It was like Madeline's birthday weekend, so we were doing a bunch of stuff. I took her out to a movie, and she actually got the tickets, picked them out for us, and then I went to the movie theater. And it turned out to be the wrong movie theater. Now I had to pee. I had to pee pretty bad at this point because we went to dinner before. Yeah. Turns out it's the wrong movie theater. We get back in the car. I already have to pee. We drive 10 minutes to the next movie theater, and by the time I get out of my car, and, I'm not even being romantic. I'm not opening the door for her or anything. I'm just beelining inside to the nearest bathroom.
I got it.
But then I realized the tickets are on her phone, so I have to I'm the shitty boyfriend who has to wait, just stand there having to pee really bad while she walks up and scans the tickets in, and then I'm like, okay, later, and I just run to the bathroom and pee, and there was a little bit of spottage in there, so that's what that's what happened to me. I should have just gone at the first movie theater, but I really didn't want to miss the movie.
What movie?
Long Legs.
How was it?
It was cool.
Okay.
I liked it. I love a good movie. I love a well-made movie. It's well-made.
Love a good movie.
But the ending was confusing, and I don't like things that I don't understand.
Yeah.
No, it was good. I just expected it to be more actual crime, true killer, but it was more paranormal than that. Sorry if that's a spoiler. It was just more it was ghosts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all right, lame.
Yeah, I haven't consciously pissed myself and that doesn't count as pissing yourself, by the way.
There wasn't a
piss
full
yourself.
release, I'll say.
Oh, that's
I was about to say full pissing yourself. I mean, I probably did it, like David said, probably in 2nd or 3rd grade or so at different times, having to wait in a long line at a football game or something like that. But unconsciously pissing myself fully, I mean, within the last, couple years, pissing the bed.
Since you've started doing stand-up?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
I've definitely pissed the bed since I started doing stand-up, for sure.
Fuck yeah.
I had a real problem with it when I was a kid. But these are more alcohol induced than anything.
I'll ask you this: have you ever peed yourself and woken up and come here to do a podcast?
No.
Piss-free podcast since 2024.
Oh, yeah. No, I haven't either.
I still get anxiety about it though. Like every morning when I wake up, I still touch the bed. To this day, I get anxiety about it.
I've had some dreams that make me touch the bed. I've had dreams where I'm fully pissing, and then I wake up and I didn't piss the bed. And on those days, the sun shines a little brighter.
Yeah.
The birds sing a little louder.
Hell
It's one of those where you're just
a little bit
appreciative
more
of every
relief
little
after
thing.
that morning shit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit more. Dude, isn't that nice when you like take a shit early in the morning and it like afterwards you're like, God, it feels good. I feel good. I feel good now.
You're ready to bust out some pull-ups or something?
Ready to take on the day?
Well, feeling like
sometimes
you're ready to
if you
fucking-
eat like real late at night and you wake up and you feel like shit, you're like almost queasy.
And then you're like, oh, I know what's wrong. I just had to poop this whole time.
yeah, and I take that poop and I get it out of me and it's...
I ate a dozen donuts.
You did.
Oh, we watched you
Yeah.
eat a dozen donuts.
Yeah,
in Ireland.
in Ireland. Yeah, I did it twice. Well, I only did it once, but I tried to do it twice.
So is Ireland like
Did
a
you
big
complete it the
donut
first time?
spot,
No.
or were y'all just fucking buying donuts that often?
So we went to we got Krispy Kreme. I did, with Krispy Kreme, I ate a dozen donuts.
When
Did
in
you have a
Rome-
time limit?
Yes. So the first time it was, can you eat a dozen donuts in 30 minutes? And I, like everyone, was like, yeah, easy. Obviously. Wrong. The first 3 to 4 donuts, anybody can eat 3 to 4 donuts. You can eat them pretty quick, and obviously you do it. You get a sense of, like...
What the rest of the challenge is
you're
going
like,
to be.
I know how this is going. Like, I've done this before. I've eaten a donut. Everybody's like, oh yeah, usually I eat 2 donuts. That's usually, a fair donut amount. So when you eat 3 to 4, you're like, all right, challenge is moving, challenge is grooving. I can do this. Ain't any harder than I thought. Like, you eat the second 2 donuts with just about the same ease as you eat the first 2 with. Maybe a little like, okay, all right, I see where this is going, but I still got it. When you hit donut 6, that's about where things get tricky. Donut 6, that's when it goes from being like, oh, I'm eating a lot of donuts to I'm doing a donut challenge. Right? That's usually
this is what separates the meat from the shaft.
Donut
Yeah.
7.
Donuts drop the gloves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Donut 7 is when it really kicks into high gear, at least for me.
A lot of people have questions about what happened at Donut 7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. at donut
So,
7
fuck
and a
that joke up.
half,
David, where were you at donut 9 and 11?
9 and 11, I was on a train.
You ate all these donuts on a moving train?
So I tried this twice. The first time we were in a town in Ireland called Limerick, and we were waiting for a bus, and so we had like an hour to kill, and we had this conversation where a friend of mine, a few days ago, he left the trip before I got there, but some of the members of the trip were there when he was there as well, and he had eaten just 9 donuts for no reason, and that
He wasn't even doing the
he
challenge,
wasn't
and he
even doing
outshined
the
you.
challenge. Shout out Philip, you're the fucking man. But Philip ate 9 donuts, and then among the rest of them, they were like, "Well, I wonder if you could eat a dozen donuts." And then that morphed into doing the challenge.
The dozen donut
the
challenge.
dozen donut challenge. Yes.
We gotta have a redo for the challenge. You need like 6 weeks to recover at least
Maybe
from
we
doing a
maybe
donut
we
challenge.
Because I
do a
did-
dozen
I-
donut challenge for the podcast.
Of course,
one day.
dude. That's exactly what I'm thinking.
Then we should have did that today.
That
No.
should have
David,
been the whole
no.
point of today's podcast.
No.
You
literally-
try it every day.
What's so fucking stupid is I was like, never again am I eating donuts. Right? And this was like 3 days ago. Yesterday I was at my grandma's house, and she was like, oh yeah, you can have whatever you want. There should be some stuff on the counter, whatever. And I go to look at the counter and open this box. The best looking donut I ever seen, man. And I folded. Oh,
You ate one?
I ate it. It was so good. I told him, I was like, I'll never eat a donut again after this donut challenge.
But then
which
you get presented with the best donut.
You've
dude.
got the itch now.
Dude,
That's the thing. You think
You're a
it makes you
full-on
hate
donut
donuts, but-
addict.
Oh God.
Well,
No.
that's the thing is like you know how much pain it puts you in, but you're just a glutton for pain.
Well,
You
I was a
love
glutton for trying to beat this challenge
That you invented for yourself.
I invented for myself. So we tried it twice. The first time we were waiting for the bus, and we had 30 minutes, and I really pushed up against the clock. I got 7.5, and then I vomited, and then it was like I literally cannot. Well, because I had eaten Burger King right before.
Oh,
Yeah.
That bun is basically a donut in itself.
Yeah.
and I know what some people might be thinking. David, you're traveling the world. Why are you eating Burger King and Krispy Kreme?
We had an hour to kill.
But I will say, he was in Ireland, notorious for their shitty food.
No, their food was actually pretty good most of the time. Most of the time it was pretty good. The day we had Burger King, the reason was because we had to leave super early to catch this bus, and then we rode the bus to go do this hike, and then like we got the hike and we had to take another bus to the point where yada yada yada. None of us that were taking the trip had eaten anything before like 2 p.m. And so at that point, after and including hiking, so at that point it was like it was just anything.
A dozen donuts will do the
And,
trick.
Well, you would hope. But in fact, what was crazy was I vomited, and you're eating a dozen donuts, and obviously you're like, why don't I feel good? But I'm eating the donuts. As soon as I vomited, I felt fine, and then I had to be on another bus for 2 hours or something like that, and I was really worried about the fact that I still felt fine. I got on the bus. And immediately I was like, la-di-da, everything is great, everything is perfect. And so my friends were like, dude, in a few hours from now, it's going to really hit, and you're going to, want to die.
You were on that sugar high.
I guess I was. I mean, I guess I crashed.
Did you hit the wall?
Well, I never felt shittier than I did before I vomited.
Hey, that's a win.
Yeah.
That's how you know you're good at drinking and you're good at eating donuts.
Yeah.
And then, the second time that I did the donut challenge was...
I completely forgot there was a second time.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Well, there was a first time where I tried and I only got 7.5, then vomited. And then the second time, the idea was, okay, well, the first time I tried to do it in 30 minutes. This time I'll do it in an hour. And, this time I'm doing it on
That's
an empty
5 minutes
stomach.
per donut.
Yeah, you would think. But my mistake was I sprinted too far at the start. And then... I hit the I got
because once you're full up, you're full up. You're not doing anything else.
Because I got to 8 donuts, so I eclipsed my.
How far did you
previous
make
thing.
it?
I got 12. I ate all of them.
In an hour?
No.
Damn.
I know.
Terrible.
Didn't get it in the time.
And these were full-size donuts,
They were
too,
full-size
folks.
donuts. Once I got 8, and then so there were 4 left, and I smushed them all down into just this one giant.
Wafer?
Yeah. But then eating the wafer took I was going, and as I'm doing that, these Italian kids come up and they want to interview me, and which was hilarious and they were like, do you know Mr. Beast? And I was like, no. And they're like, do you want to be like Mr. Beast? And I was like, nah, I want to make movies. And they're like, oh, so you want to be the Mr. Beast of making movies? And I was like, yeah. It's like, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Dude.
Mr. Beast is under fire right now, dude.
I had this whole oh god.
We'll talk about that on the next thing we do.
Yeah.
I had this whole camera setup and everything for to film myself fucking eating the donuts, and so they assumed that I was a YouTuber, and they were like, do you know Mr. Beast? Blah blah blah. Asking all this shit about Mr. Beast, and then I was like, nah, they're like, how many subscribers do you have? And I was like, I got 1,000-ish, whatever. And I was like, I've got 1,000-ish. I'm nothing. And then he goes, no, you are something. And that has stuck with me.
That's awesome.
You are something.
That's
And
beautiful.
That's about the
You are
note to end it
something.
on.
You are something.
You
That
are
is a good note to
something.
end it on.
Yeah. Hey, episode
Let's
title.
Let's
I
wrap it
wouldn't
up.
be so bold.
You want to wrap it up? Let's wrap it up.
I think so. You are something.
You are something,
You are
David.
something.
You're a donut-eating, ticket-slinging, impression-doing son of a gun.
And you are something too.
You are something.
You're
and Jeff, you are something. Especially no.
Yeah.
Seth.
And you, the viewer,
Sorry, Seth.
Jeff is my father.
Jeff is your father, and Seth is something, and you can be something too by subscribing to our Patreon. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you later today on a live stream.
Woo! You are something.
Good pod. Good pod.
That was fun.
And you know what? We did it all with no reels or